All right. It looks like we are now live on YouTube. Nice to see that. I'll wait for it to come up on the YouTube screen so I can turn off the volume and get rid of the backlash there. There we go. And man, it is a heck of a day. Happy Friday, right? It's been a great week. I can see, I can actually read the text on the screen. So I know that my vision's coming back after getting that rock stuck in my eye. And I'm starting to feel like $1,000,000. I really am. I just had a fantastic LinkedIn meeting. I met with a guy named Austin. Austin runs a company called Uptown Creation. They help people with their LinkedIn and their Instagram followings, things like that. They're a real consulting company, but they have a lot of their basis in growing people's networks in social media channels. And I've met some folks and I've taken some training in those lines. And I'll tell you, as I get busier and busier and busier, and as things pick up with Mañana no Mas fixed operations training, I'm not going to have as much time to organically grow these accounts the way that I do now, right? So having someone like Austin in the background that I could plug into that, Tim Morgan does the same thing. You guys remember I shared information about Tim Morgan probably about a month ago, but those are the types of folks that I've been meeting with, spending time with, and understanding how some of this digital marketplace stuff works. In fact, go back 2 months ago, and I was telling you about it. I met the guy in Greece named Dennis through LinkedIn. Fantastically nice guy. And all these people are pleasant. Nobody is slimy. Nobody's greasy. Nobody's, trying to, flush money out of you. Are we in this thing to make money? Are we in this thing to generate revenue? Absolutely. Everybody's trying to generate revenue. But what I like about the folks that I've been meeting, especially through the LinkedIn, organic functions that I'm doing, is I'm not running into like people that are just pushy, slimy, and you feel like you got to take a shower when you're done talking to them, right? So it's been a great week. There is stuff going on. There's things happening. I'm going to do a screen share with you guys really, really fast. Let me get over to that page, screen share, and boom, that should take me over to, okay, yeah, you guys are seeing, you should be seeing this screen here. Webinar, learning and membership. All right, here we go again. It says, are you under construction? And this is a free webinar. This is important to me. I did this webinar last Friday with one eye, right? I'm winking at the camera and smirking, and I couldn't even get a real smile on my face. It was a real chore. And I thought the first step of leadership is showing up, and I showed up, but I'll tell you, other than showing up, it really wasn't a barn burner. And I felt really bad about it. So I'm going to redo this webinar. This webinar is free. Okay. It says, let's get you online and productive now. With all this talk of companies talking about getting online, we have to ask, how's that going? And then this is the content I'm going to cover in this seminar, right? How I host the learning content. How do I derive reports for my students? How do I give administrators control over their students? How do I communicate to prospects, to students, and to groups, right? Because I do all this right through my website. And how do I gather information and data from my students? And how do I give students access to me, right? And so that right there is super, super important for me, and hopefully important for you. I want you to kind of get the opportunity to see, lift the curtain, right? Pull the curtain back and give you a chance to see what goes on behind the scenes in the Mañana no Mas environment and some of the other projects that I do. And, give you the opportunity that if you're trying to take your company online, and whether you want to use these things as an HR tool or, to onboard, students, onboard employees, onboard people into your organization, this is a great affordable way to do that. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, here's the deal. I'll show you how. If you want to do DIY all day long, that's fine. If you watch the webinar, the seminar, and you go, man, this is involved, I don't know if I want to do this. That's all right. Contact me. I have a done for you package. We can put everything together for you, and I'll make it as painless as possible. Now, this here ends tomorrow. So I want to bring this to people's attention. We have barely anybody signed up for this. There are 3 entries in this. Oh, there it goes. It disappeared on me. There's only 3 entries available in that raffle press. right? So if you want a chance to win the, let's see if I'll go back to that again. If you want a chance to win the years, there we go, the year's license to WP Forms Pro, go right to the blog on Mañana No Mas at the Academy. Click on the link here. I've got this link on all kinds of social media. And man, when you're, this is a great tool in the back end of a website. People can send me forms, they can send me information, they can send me files, and then all of that stuff I can download, as a CSV file, and I can work, offsite with that information and generate, reports and presentations and things like that. So that is absolutely huge. And then if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter where you get information from me, in a timely way, that get the newsletter by subscribing here. That's right on the homepage to the Academy. So if you go to mañananomas.com and you click on Academy, you'll see get the newsletter by subscribing here. And then this is just kind of an outlay of how we do things. You want to make an appointment with me? Here's how you make an appointment. Click on any one of these links. This will pop you over to Calendly, and you just pick an available time that you want to meet with me, put in your information, and you'll have a meeting. All right. I want to make things as easy as I can for folks. We've got a new power sports dealer signed up in the Mañana No Mas fixed operations. So I'm super excited about that. With all the stuff I'm doing with websites and branding and marketing and teaching John Maxwell leadership stuff, I love all of that stuff. I really do. But my passion is power sports. And, if I can help these dealerships, especially during this COVID crisis, we say COVID crisis, right? Well, during the crisis, power sports sales have gone up. And while the sales have gone up, companies like Suzuki, Honda, Triumph, Harley Davidson, these companies are actually, pulling back right now. I've talked to some financial advisors and they say, hey, let's not get too excited about this, COVID jump that we're seeing in sales, right? I've talked to some folks that have said, hey, there's a high likelihood that after this burst or after this bubble, after people spend their stimulus money, that there might be some real lean times coming. And so maybe these companies, are using a crystal ball that sees further ahead than I'm seeing. But right when sales are picking up, right when you're starting to get momentum, and I get it, I understand, people might be looking at the overall picture and saying, this isn't looking so good. But think about all the essential employees that still had jobs over the last 3-4 months. Think of all the truck drivers. Think of all the younger people working, restaurants, fast food, delivery services. Think of all the people driving those Amazon trucks, right? And then add on top of that, they're getting a paycheck and the government send them stimulus money, right? What are you going to do? Restaurants are closed, bars are closed, right? Bicycling's allowed, motorcycling's allowed. You can get a UTV, take your family out to the desert, maybe if you can find a desert that ain't closed, like in California, right? So motorcycling just became cool again. And right when you have the opportunity to build momentum, these companies pull back and they said, we're going to pull back. And the part that's bad about that is dealerships are selling inventory and they might run out of support for getting more inventory. And here's my thing. I'm a fixed operations expert. I work on the service side of things. And so let me turn off the screen share here. I work on the service side of things. So if your dealership just had a giant surge in sales, well, what's going to happen in, 6 to 8 weeks or, maybe 12 weeks? You're going to start to see a surge of people coming in for service requirements, right? Either they're going to break stuff using it, they're going to crash over a rock, if they're doing the dirt bike thing. They're going to want some accessories installed because they will have used the product for, 6 weeks. And they're like, man, I could use a rack on this. I could use a bag on this. I could use this. And a lot of people, I know, right? Because of what I do for a living, I know that even though people have an idea of how to do something, they might not necessarily want to do it. They'll hire someone to do it for them, right? These dealerships have the opportunity to forge a relationship and to use momentum. Remember, one of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership is momentum. And once you gain momentum, man, it's hard to slow it down. So why would you voluntarily pull back on your momentum when momentum is like the one thing you're supposed to push for? Right. And so right now I'm super amped that some power sports dealerships are seeing the benefit of the training. They know that, based on my track record, they know that they can consult with me, and they know that they can call me when they need to. And they know that their parts and labor business will grow when they work with me, and I have the ability to work on the communication skills of the people that work their counters. So I'm super excited about that. I'm doing John Maxwell again next Tuesday at 3 o'clock, right? Boom. We're going to have the raffle press drawing tomorrow to find out who the winner is for the license at WP Forms. And I've got the webinar that I'm going to do Monday. That's going to be at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Monday, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I scheduled it for a Monday because if motorcycle dealerships are closed on Mondays, this is a great opportunity for them to get some information about how to do a membership and a learning site. I mean, think about this. If I am GoAZ, if I am Ride Now, if I am any of these other major like conglomerates of dealerships, why would I want to depend on Honda, Suzuki, Ducati, BMW to make all the training material that my people get? I would want to have a way to onboard my employees, especially if there's multiple dealerships, right? Here's company policy and processes. Here's, how you order uniforms. Here's how and I could put all that into a website for somebody. And then you can put your students in, you can track their progress. When you know that they're done, they're onboarded, and they can take their position and do the work that you hired them to do, right? From an HR standpoint, and you are really covering your butt. So, and with this COVID stuff, I know that this sounds crazy. I'm still having a hard time getting over this, but companies are going to have a way to document that they educated employees on safe cleanliness, right? How many times do you wash your hands? What do you do when you blow your nose? Well, which hallway can you walk west in, right? Companies are going to have to come up with policies and a way to document that they've shared those policies with people. And what better way than to put that into a learning management system where it tracks how long everybody looked at the content, whether they finished the content or not. You can quiz them on the content, and then you can gauge their retention of information that way. So if you ever got called into court, you could say, oh no, Bob took that course October of 2021, and here's the record that he took the course. Here's the acknowledgement that he finished it. And, here's his signed statement that he has been fully onboarded, right? And so what a cool thing to think about. I hate to think that that's the way that it's going, but I've got the tool to make that happen and make it real. So that's it. Have a great weekend. I've got like 6 appointments left today. So I'm really excited that things are moving forward. And I feel like things are starting to open up a little bit and getting a little bit excited that, there might actually be some revenue coming. But I'm enjoying the time and the space that I'm spending with people, and the folks that I've met through this LinkedIn, organic reach that I've been doing for the last couple of months has been phenomenal. If you are not leveraging your LinkedIn community, shame on you, because there are a lot of great people out there that are open to conversation right now. And this is a great time. So have yourself a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try and go bicycling if I think my eye and my shoulder and everything else can handle it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.